Hi, I'm Erica Reed, and in this video, I'm going to be talking about my online student success guide. I've put this together specifically for online students in my English 101 course here at Cochise College. And I hope this guide will help all online students with practical tips for being successful in an online learning environment, but also things to help keep you motivated in an online class. The first thing I do want to make note of is that AI was used in the creation of this document. I did some brainstorming of my top practical tips for online students with ChatGPT, and with that information, I then put it into Claude, which is connected to my Canva account to help create this template and physically this guide. So let's get started. My first piece of advice is to check email and course announcements daily. In my class, I often send emails Monday through Friday, especially on Monday, when it's going to include this week's lecture video, how-to videos, important learning material files, and I will also put this in the course's announcement location. And then through the week, I'll send out announcements via email that have to do with frequently asked questions for the week, anytime our learning management system or Moodle is down, or anything else that I'm noticing this week that I think everyone in the class needs to be made aware of. So please check your emails daily. Even sometimes when I see a student turn in an assignment incorrectly, maybe it's the wrong file, I try to always email the student before the assignment is due. So, check your emails and course announcements daily. Similarly, log into the course often. It's hard to get everything you need out of the course if you're only logging in maybe on Monday or Saturday or Sunday. Waiting to log in means that you might miss the opportunity to participate fully in the learning course. For example, discussion forums. You have to make an initial post earlier in the week and replies by the end of the week. And it's hard to do all of that if you wait to log in until the weekend. So I highly recommend scheduling a time each day to log in, dedicate time to reviewing the learning material, and dedicating time to completing assignments for the course. Before starting any graded assignment, make sure to read all of the instructions from beginning to end. Even if the assignment looks like something you've completed in the past, like quizzes or discussion forums or similar writing assignments, it's important to read all the instructions for each individual course, just in case there are some differences that you wouldn't necessarily notice unless you read all of the instructions. My tip number 4 is to email the instructor before the assignment is due, especially if you read the instructions for an assignment and you're not quite sure a particular part of the instructions and what it is asking you to do. Feel free to use this template that I have put together that makes it really easy to email your instructor or email me if you're in my class, that contains all the information I would need to be able to quickly reply to your email. Tip number 5, start assignments early. Don't wait until the weekend where time seems to slip away and run out. Tip number 6, I can't emphasize this tip enough. Use all college resources. Every institution has a lot of resources for online students. Here at Cochise College, students have free access to tutor.com. During this course, there is access to the writing lab, which are in person and even over Zoom, meeting with tutors that can help you with the assignments in this course. When it comes to finding sources to include in your essays, there's librarians who are available both online and in person to help you find sources for your essays. And then instructor feedback. It's one thing to, check your grade throughout the course. It's another to go in and look at the feedback you are receiving so you can implement that feedback to make your assignments even better. Know where to find help. So throughout the course, there are lots of learning material and supporting resources to help you in all of your assignments, and knowing where to find them is going to be really, really important. So that's oftentimes the course syllabus, knowing where your instructor's contact information is so you can send them an email or give them a call really easily, knowing how to contact technical support if you're having any issues with Moodle, logging into your email, logging into your portal, whatever it might be, knowing how to reach the help desk is really important. And then academics support services. And this is all of the services that are in person on campus, knowing how to be able to contact them anytime you need help. Practical tip is to practice self-regulated learning. This is where you plan out your week at the beginning of the week, set goals of what you want to specifically accomplish, use the resources in the course, the support services on campus, and then monitor your progress. How are you doing in the course? What needs to change or be done differently to be successful? And this oftentimes comes through self-reflection and knowing when change needs to happen in order to be successful long-term. I recommend creating a weekly routine. Now, it might be hard to create a weekly schedule, but there is a certain routine that you will feel in every course. In English 101, that's watching the lecture videos, completing all of the readings and graded assignments, engaging in the discussion forum, reviewing all feedback from myself as the instructor and your fellow peers, and taking breaks. Taking breaks is an important part of being successful online. My next step is to read and use feedback. And if you're not quite sure what the feedback is suggesting on how you can do better in the next part of the assignment, don't hesitate to reach out to your instructor. Don't let one missing assignment turn into 5. Or that means if you miss an assignment, that's a good indicator of when to reach out to your instructor to see how can you make up that work if possible. And communicating with your instructor might help you create a different timeline for your future assignments, especially if you are experiencing a life circumstance that is getting in the way of your studies. So, reach out to your instructor, especially if you're starting to see that something is getting in the way of you completing your assignments on time. Number 12, protect your time and attention. So when you do sit down to review learning material in the course or to work on your graded assignments, it's important to silence your phone and the notifications that pop up automatically on your computer. So protect your time and your attention. For those who live with others, it's good to let others know when you're going to be sitting down on the computer or working on assignments so you can have that quiet time to focus. Be honest about AI use. In most classes today, there is an AI policy in the syllabus. It's important to know course policies on AI use and also your instructor's preferred way of disclosing that AI use. If you don't see a particular AI disclosure process, simply email your instructor and let them know how you are using AI that week in the course to ensure that there's not only clear transparency of AI use, but ensuring that how you're using AI is approved by the course. Ask for help before you feel desperate. So if you feel like you're starting to get behind, you're confused about an assignment, you're having trouble navigating the course, it's important to communicate this with your instructor before you start feeling desperate. So I can't emphasize enough in this video how important it is to communicate with your instructor. And the last part is a weekly success checklist that I hope that you will find useful and that you can adapt to your own weekly routine, just to ensure at the end of the week, these things have been completed, that you've checked all the announcements and emails daily, logged into the course, review and understand all feedback that you have received, make sure to ask for help, protect your study time. All of these things are a summary of this guide. I really hope this checklist helps. Well, that's the end of this video. I hope you find this success guide very helpful as an online student. If you see anywhere where I can improve this guide, don't hesitate to leave a comment underneath this video. Or if you have a tip for other online students on how you stay successful in an online learning environment, please share that advice below. I would love to add to this guide student success tips directly from students. Anyways, thanks for watching this video. We'll see you next time.